kind of deleted my intro from before, so I'm kind of redoing this. I used a 40 by 60 canvas, I believe, and just a whole bunch of random paints because I don't have a specific brand of paint I use, but we'll just get right into it.
Back. Glad you could join me today. Today I thought we'd do a fantastic little painting. Maybe it's deep in the woods and it's very dark and misty, and I think you'll enjoy that. So let's start out and have them graphically run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with me, and they'll come across in the same order as I have them on the palette, starting with the white and working around. While they're doing that, let's go on up here. I have the good old standard 18 by 24 inch canvas, and I've already covered it with a thin even coat of the liquid white, and it's all wet and slick, and it's ready to do a fantastic oil painting on. So let's just take off and have some fun. Today, let's start. Tell you what, let's use a little phthalo blue. We'll pick up a little sap green. So we have phthalo blue and sap green. Just sort of mix them on the brush. A little bit of paint. I don't have a whole bunch of paint. Now then, we're going to be deep in the woods. We need just some nice colors back in here. So just sort of dance this around, twirl it, let it play. Don't get it too even. We want it to be dark in areas and light in areas, and use a lot of pressure in places and no pressure in places. A lot of pressure and no pressure. Hard when you want it to be darker, and then where you want it light, just let it caress the canvas. Just very gentle, very soft. And every once in a while you can get tough and just grind it in. See, it makes a nice dark spot. Blue, we'll pick up a little sap green. So we have phthalo blue and sap green. A little bit more. Bottom, because I want it to be the darkest, and then work back upward. That way it's going to pick up the liquid white, and automatically it gets lighter in value. That's where our water will be, somewhere in there. We don't really care right now. Okay, wash the old brush one more time. That's the most fun part of this whole technique, is just washing the brush. Sometimes they slip out of your hand and go across the room. There. Now I'm going to take a liner brush, put some thinner on it, and go right into a little bit of Van Dyke brown. Now this paint is thin like water. It's about the consistency of ink. Turn that brush. Pull it to a nice sharp point. See there? Good. Let's go up here. And we're going to start making some decisions. There's all kinds of trees that live in here. Just wherever you think they should live, that's where they live. Look at them. These are faraway trees. And we just put the indication here and there, happy little limb. If it doesn't want to flow off your brush, add a little bit more of the thinner, see? And then it'll just flow. And I'm just going to put in some basic indications. When you're at home, you have all kinds of time. You can put in just as many or as few as you want. There we go. Just wherever you think there should be a tree, that's exactly where it should be. And you can lift up. Some people find it easier to lift upward. Some find it easier to pull downward. Try it both ways. Whichever works the best for you, then that's the right way. There. See? Just as many as you want, or as few. And don't make them all straight. Trees grow every which way. Some of them have little kinks in them. And they're like people. Everybody's different. Trees are different. Let them be individuals. Let them have personality. All right. The old liner brush does fantastic things. A liner brush is nice because it has a long hair on it. Long hair. It holds a lot of paint. Okay. Now then, today I'm going to use the oval brush. And I'm going to mix up. Let's take some of that phthalo blue, a little sap green, and I'm going to reach right over here, grab a little touch of white, more to the bluish side. There we go. More to the bluish side. So that's phthalo blue, sap green, touch of white. I'm going to add a little black, it's too bright. So we can see what we got. Good. Let's take the old oval brush and just load a little bit of paint. We don't want a whole bunch yet. Let's go right up in here and then just begin.
You just gotta believe.
Makes overbrush makes it look like there's thousands of little leaves on those rascals. Super for them, and I'm just barely tapping. Barely tapping. Just sort of look at where you think they might live, drop them in. Drop them in. And if you want them to have more curve on them, then hold the brush downward. If you want them to be straight, go straight in, see? Isn't that neat? Just barely touching. Allow the canvas to take off what it wants. And maybe down in here we're getting into some things that are a little bit thicker. Some nice bushy creatures that live here. Just like so. Look at there, there's one. He lives right there. So you can just have as many or as few as you want in your world. All kinds of little things. So it pushes everything back. All right, maybe over in here there's just some little indications. These will just sort of show through and it'll look like there's all kinds of little branches and leaves. And squirrels have to have a place to hide. I call squirrels tree urchins because they live in a tree.
All we doing so fucking fast, nigga!
I feed them. They come and eat all the time at the house. I have all kinds of little creatures. I have raccoons and possums and bunny rabbits. There we go. On the last show, I think I showed you my little bird. Maybe I'll show him again. We're beginning to get so many calls about him. Maybe we'll just have to show him again. Alrighty. Tell you what, let's do. Let's take a little brown. This is just straight Van Dyke brown. And let's start making some decisions. Maybe there's some land that lives back here. All I'm doing here, just pushing in some color. Just like so. Just a little color. No big deal right now. No big deal. We'll take a little white, little dark sienna. Pull it out, cut us off a little bit. It's too dark back in here. It's too dark. Now that we'll use a old number 6 fan brush, I'm going to go right into some yellow. The liquid white first, going into some yellow. Reach up here and grab some sap green over here and a little bit of black. There. I want this to be quite dark. A little yellow ochre to it. Let's mix these on the brush. Okay. Now maybe back in here we're beginning to see a little color. Just push upward with that brush. Just pushing upward. Look at there. See, all these little things just sort of happen here. And maybe I'm using that oval brush again. Right, load the brush full of paint. A lot of paint. Okay. Let's go right up here. Maybe there's some happy little water coming right down through here, and it's just bubbling along, having a good time, splashing, carrying on. Just think how water would think. Just pretend your water coming down here and having a good time, and just the world's happy and it's a good day, and all of a sudden, oh, bloop, you fall over. It falls right over. Look at that. Isn't that easy? You can make a happy little waterfall. There. See? Just drops right over. But you need the dark underneath or it won't show. And it splashes down here underneath this waterfall. Splash. All the little water actions. This fan brush is fantastic for doing these. Just absolutely unreal. And sometimes it's fun just to play a little bit. Take a 1-inch brush and go right into. We'll use some brown, some black, and sap green. A very dark green here. Let's have maybe there's a happy little bush.
Ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
This went out so far. I think you might be getting somewhere.
Very dark.
I don't know.
shadows in my world.
Maybe.
In your world, maybe he's in the sunshine, so you can put all kinds of happy little highlights on it. But in my all the time, they grow all kinds of little algae and ooh, it's pretty. Stones look like back here. It just pushes it right back into the background. Right down here by the water. You can just do as many of these. I leave some dark. Don't kill all the dark. Look at all those little rascals. Just like so. Okay, back to my 1-inch brush. A little bit of the yellow and the green. If you lived here, you'd have to have a way to get over this little stream. So let's do that. Let's have some fun. I'll take some Van Dyke brown. Maybe there's a happy little bridge here. And I'll tell you what, maybe it's behind these bushes like this. We'll put some character in it. And then it has a little bend in it. There. Let me get the small knife. The small knife will do a little better for that. I'll put some little post on here. See, there's a little post. There's one. Look at that. Isn't that cute? There we go. That one goes over by.
Okay, so far,
behind the bush. Then take the big knife. We'll have to put a little rail up here. We don't want anybody to fall off this bridge and get wet. See there? You knew you could do that. A little brown and white, tiniest little bit of paint. Now I'm going to go along here and just show the indication of a little highlight here and there. Just to brighten him up, make him sing in the sunshine. Must be a song about singing in the sunshine. Okay, back to my small knife. I'll put a little indication here on these posts. Little knife gets right in there and does these little things. There. Maybe here and there the light really. The light zinging through there. It's a sparkle. Makes that little rascal jump out at you. All right. There we go. Now then we'll push this little bridge behind this bush. We don't know where he lives. Whatever. Same thing over here. I'm going to push this bridge completely back behind these bushes. Brush is too slow. Let's get a big one. I'll go right into my Van Dyke brown. I'm going to have a lot of land areas and big rocks and maybe there's some big. Let's just do it. Just take the big brush. It's a straight Van Dyke brown. But right now, all we're interested in is just basic shapes. Maybe this one comes way on out here. There. Just fill it up. Just fill it up for a little bird on the last show. He's coming along fine if you're following his progress. As I say, we've got so many calls. Maybe on one of the future shows, I'll bring him back and let you see him again. Thank you. She keeps me straight and tells me how to take care of all these little creatures. In fact, one of these days we'd like to do a television show. Or maybe one day we can do that. All right. Now then, same old dirty brush. I'm going to add some sap green to it. Pull this brush in one direction. Load a lot of paint into it. Just a tiny little bit of sap green. I'm going to grab some dark sienna too. So we got dark sienna, Van Dyke brown, and sap green. Maybe over here there's going to be a big tree. It lives right here. So we can go ahead and throw in some dark color. See how all this dark, it sort of closes in and makes your eye go toward the water because it's lighter. All right, let's do on the other side. Maybe there's a happy thing that lives wherever. You just make a decision. You put it in 1-inch brush, we'll dip it into.
So longer, so I have to stretch it out a bit.
But think of individual little bushes and limbs and stuff that are all living in here. Each one has its own personality. All kinds of happy little things. There's one. You can just make let's start picking out some stones and rocks. You use some dark sienna here, a little bit of white. Maybe right along in here, we're beginning to see some nice rocky areas. Still want this to stay quiet, dark. Quiet, dark. Just all kinds of things happening. Tell you what, let's do that up here. Now watch here. And if there's a big cliff or a sheer drop off right here, bank, that's the word I'm looking for. You can just bring that around and leave this right in front. Make all kinds of little things that go up in there. Like so. That's the fun. Now, sometimes some of these stones get just full. See how you can bring all that together? And we'll go back with our little fan brush and let's put some little grassy things out here on these stones too. We don't want them to be left out. There we go. Just all kinds of little rascals. Got it. Now we come right over here. Maybe there's a happy little bush. He lives right there. Just sort of let your imagination go crazy. Let's get the small knife and we can take some dark brown, come right in here and just begin adding all kinds of little flits on these stones. Just bring them straight down. If you get a little of that in the water, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Get fix easy. Just all kinds of little things. Now then, let me find my fan brush that has liquid white and titanium white on it. A lot of paint on the brush. A lot of paint. Now then, let's begin cleaning up the bottom of all this stuff. Water splashing into some of these little recessed areas here. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Splash and crash and maybe it's just that little stone underneath the water. Just sort of look at it and make decisions. There's stones underneath the water all over. Just sort of take it. Ooh, there's another one. They go in all kinds of directions. This water is just...
Okay, so I finally finished the painting, and the last thing left for me to do is to sign my name. So I'll show you what it's looking like right now.
A little brighter yellow on it. The old clock on the wall told me I gotta finish this up. Just tap in the indication of all kinds of little leaves hanging here. See there? It's that easy. You can really do a fantastic little painting in just a matter of minutes. As I say. We'll put a little leaf. Maybe there's one that hangs out right here. Like that. I think that pretty well gives us a finished little painting. From all of us here, happy painting.